everyone, I'm Jessica Dalcourt for CNET and welcome to my living room. This is actually my CNET living room and I'm about to give you a first look at this new phone. It's the Samsung Galaxy Attain 4G. It is on MetroPCS's 4G LTE network. MetroPCS was the first for LTE, but since then it's sort of been slow to release the phones. So this is one of two new Android phones. It is Android 2.3 Gingerbread. No word about ice cream sandwich upgrades yet. Now, I personally like the way that this phone looks. It's silvery all around. It feels thick, but it really isn't. It's good in the hand, good on the ear, so I'm very satisfied with the way that it looks. I also like something that Samsung did. It added 4 physical navigation buttons below the screen, and this is something that most of the manufacturers aren't really doing anymore. They're using the touch-sensitive navigation, but I think that these buttons are well constructed and they were really comfortable and easy for me to use, so I like that. Another thing that Samsung added that you don't see a lot these days except on a Windows phone is this dedicated camera button. So if you press and hold on that, it will definitely trigger the camera app, and I always like that. The phone has a 3.5-inch HVGA display, pretty bright and colorful, but it's definitely not the largest that you'll see. It's the same screen size as the iPhone, so if you don't think that that's too small, then you should be pretty happy with this one. Now, I know what you really want to know about is the camera and how good the camera is. Well, there are two of them. There's the 3.2 megapixel camera on the back, and that's got autofocus and flash. And then there's also a 1.3 megapixel on the front, which is good for video chats and self-portraits. Now, this camera on the back, I was actually pretty impressed with the outdoor shots, although the weather in San Francisco has been kind of crummy lately, so the lighting was very even. There weren't a lot of shadows, not a lot of bright lights, but I have to say that the pictures were really good for a 3.2 megapixel camera. The indoor shots, however, I thought kind of grayed everything out, so I would definitely reach for a different camera if you're mostly taking indoor shots. Beneath the back cover, there is a micro SD card slot, and it takes up to 32 gigabytes of memory, but it comes pre-installed with 2 gigabytes. As for the apps, this phone comes preloaded with many. There are all the Google apps and services, plus Samsung has a bunch of apps on here. MetroPCS does too. Now, there is LTE on here, and I would say that if you're in an area that's strong for MetroPCS, LTE is strong, then you're definitely going to find faster speeds. One problem with the network is that there really isn't a lot of 3G, so you're going to fall back to 2.5G, which is going to be much slower. But if you're a longtime MetroPCS customer, then the phone will definitely feel fast. Now, the phone is going to be available later in January. It's not available quite yet. It will cost $199.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate. So I'm Jessica Dalcourt for CNET, and this is the Samsung Galaxy Attain 4G for MetroPCS. You can check out the full review and all other reviews at cnet.com.